I can and I will.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Dreamweaver's Diary. Today we'll talk about the fact that we don't live forever. I know you might be thinking that why am I making a video on that we don't live forever. Everyone knows that we don't live forever and no one has forever. But I don't think everyone actually knows that we don't live forever because you people don't do what you want to. You let society control you, you let your own thoughts control you, you let people's thoughts and opinions about you control you. Like you let people control you and your actions and what you do and what you don't do. That is not okay. You only live once and you need to make the most of it. Don't take that you only live once as a bad thing ki you only live once, why should we even live, why not just no, take it as you only live once. Why not cherish every moment, every second, every minute? You'll never be this old again, you'll never be this young again, you'll never be this old again, you'll never be this young again. So make the most of your time, have no regrets, do whatever you want whenever you want, and like, of course it shouldn't hurt others and it should be ethical and not illegal. Mentioning it shouldn't be legal, but yes, accept those things, accept the basic rules. Do whatever you want, paint whenever you want, otherwise you'll regret after a day or two. For example, if you want to paint something, you have an amazing idea to paint something right now, and you do not paint right now, you're busy, you're scrolling on Instagram, you're like, I'll do it on the weekends. On the weekends your schedule will be packed with stuff. I'm telling you, you'll be lazing around, you'll be watching some web series, and you'll forget that I wanted to paint. Then it'll come Monday again, and you'll be like, oh my god, I wanted to paint this weekend, but I forget. Never mind, I'll paint next weekend. You wasted a week just so you could make a painting. Whenever you have that thought, do it. And use your emotions into creating something. I heard it from a YouTuber, a Wizard List, probably, that use your emotions to create something. Let it be anger, let it be sadness, let it be frustration, anxiousness. Create something. Create music, create stories, create poems, create paintings, create podcasts, or even create videos you will not post, maybe. But just, create something. Put your energy out there so you can, after a while, cherish that moment again. Because even the bad moments, even the sad moments, even the good moments, they all shape you in who you are. Even the worst of the worst moment when you feel like you're at rock bottom, they shape you with who you are right now. Because okay, just imagine the worst thing that happened to you till now. Imagine. Now think, if that worst thing did not happen to you, how would you be right now? Maybe you'd be less sensitive to people, maybe you'll be less caring, less observant, less, you'll pay less attention to others. And maybe if that bad thing didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be something, you wouldn't have that quality right now, you wouldn't have that experience, and you wouldn't be able to tell others that this happened with me so I can help you. You wouldn't be able to help others if you want to. Like, if another person, the person you really care about, goes through the same thing, you'll be unable to help them through that moment. So don't let it be like, my bad situation, it shouldn't have happened to me. Yes, it shouldn't have happened to you, but it did happen. So like, it did happen. So get over the fact that it happened, because there is no point sparing on the past that this happened, this happened, this happened. There's no use of using wasting your now, wasting your present into thinking about the past. Think about the future, think about the present, what you can do right now with whatever happened. If you can create something more creative, if you can create something emotional, if you can create something people relate to, if you can help others, think of it from the perspective that what you can do with it now. Because you cannot change it. The past is the past, and the future is the future. What you can shape is your future. You can shape your future with either crying today and regretting later that I cried, I wasted my time, or you can do something and in the future you'll be proud that I'm so glad I did it that time, because if I didn't do it that time, I wouldn't be where I am today. Next, cut off whoever you want whenever you want. Don't be like, if it's a very long friendship, a very long, partnership with anyone in business or whatever. Just if you don't like them anymore and if the reason is valid, which cannot be forgiven, just cut them off. Why would you want someone to be in your life and give you pain when you know you only live once? Do you want to live your life in pain? Do you want to live the only chance you have to life in pain, in suffering, in thinking about that person you don't even care about and that person who hurts you, who doesn't care about you? Do you want that? Do you actually want to waste your precious now present time dwelling and thinking about the people who have hurt you, who have, who made you do their work for themselves and which you do not even get credits for, and which leads them to success and you to the present where you are right now, and you just lose your time. You don't even get anything and you lose your time. Why would you lose your time over someone who doesn't even care about you? Secondly, thirdly, the voices in your head. You people want motivation every second. You want someone in your mind constantly reminding you that you do not live forever. You don't have forever. Your exams are near. You need to study. You need to do this work. The deadline is very near. You need someone to scream in your mind daily, right? Every second you want someone to motivate you. You want motivational videos. You want videos which tells you about success, which makes you, very powerful adrenaline rush that I need to do this. Oh my god, yes, I can do it. I can do it. And the voices in your head say that you can't do it. Why can't you change the voices in your head to those motivational videos? Try to convert the voices in your head which say that you can't do it, don't do it, watch your phone, into the voices which say stop watching your phone and go do that stuff. Stop doing this, stop wasting your time and go do your work. The deadline is near. Why can't you change the voices in your head to those voices? Why do you feel the need to watch motivational videos? Even if you are watching this video for motivation, why are you watching this video for motivation? Why can't you make the voices in your head those motivational voices? Try to convert the voices in your head into the voices which no longer annoy you and the voices which want the best for you, the voices which do not hold you back, the voices which push you and force you to do the stuff which helps you become the better version of yourself. Start creating and start using the voices in your head in a good way. Don't complain that oh my god, I have voices in my head, I can't do this, I have intrusive thoughts. Convert those intrusive thoughts into impulsive thoughts which make you do work. Impulsive thoughts like let's study 7 hours today, let's study 3 hours today. Convert the voices in your head into those voices. Even if you don't implement those voices for like 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, 1 month, you'll get sick of hearing the same thing, sick of hearing that go do this, go do that, and you'll be like okay fine, I'm gonna do that work. So yes, do it. Let those voices in your head be your biggest supporter, be your biggest champion. And that quote says ki she or he clapped so hard I didn't even notice who didn't clap. Like in the crowd when the people are applauding for you, that particular person clapped so loud that you didn't even notice who didn't clap. Why can't you make the voices in your head that one person that clapped so hard that you didn't notice who didn't clap? Okay, so you care about people's opinion. Let me tell you one thing. You think of something you like to eat. For example, I'll say I like to eat watermelon, and someone tells me that watermelon tastes like water. Like, okay, watermelon tastes like water, but some of you'll be like, no, watermelon doesn't taste like a water. It tastes like watermelon. It tastes sweet. It doesn't taste like water. Why do you feel the need to defend yourself when it's your perspective versus their perspective? People have the right to have their own perspective. You can't tell them to have that perspective. People have the right to have their perspective, and you have the right to control your actions, and you have the right to have your own perspective. I'll just be like, okay, yes, I agree that from your perspective, I do understand that from your perspective, watermelon might taste like water, but from my perspective, watermelon doesn't taste like water, and I love having watermelon. Same goes for someone says that you're so ugly, you're not pretty. You're like, no, I'm not so ugly. Why would you say that? Why did you say that? I need an explanation. Why do you think I'm ugly? What should I do? Should I put more makeup on? Should I lose weight? Why? It's their opinion. They are allowed to have the opinion that they find you unattractive or they find you ugly, but you have the right to your own opinion that you find yourself pretty, that you find yourself attractive. Because if you don't find yourself attractive, if you're not motivated enough for yourself, why would someone else respect you? The most respectable people, they don't give a shit about what you say, about what we common people say. For example, the film stars, some of the film stars get death threats daily, but what do? They don't go in depression every other day, and they're not like, I don't want to do this movie because my last movie went flop, I don't want to do this because this happened. They don't let their failure stop them. No one lets their failure stop them. So why can't you be no one? Be the no one who doesn't let the failure stop them. Be the person who is like, people admire and people are like, when I grow up, I want to be just like this person. When I grow up, I want to be like this person. I want to have this person's charisma. I wanted to have this person's confidence, the motivation, the will to do work, and just be the motivation for other people, be the motivation for yourself. Because everyone waits for one person to take a stand and everyone follows. In the class, if someone has doubt, it's not only for like, I'll give you a real life example. If in our class someone has a doubt in chemistry class, for example, they're like, bhai tu pooch le, can you ask that question for me? I have this doubt, but I'm like, I don't want to ask the teacher. Could you call the teacher here? Could you ask that doubt for me? And if you don't do that, you'll be like, bhai, do you know the answer to that? Do you know why this happened? Do you know why that happened? And they'll be like, I don't know why that happened either. They are also waiting for someone else to speak it up, and you are also waiting for someone else to speak it up, so you can be like, yes ma'am, same doubt, yes ma'am, I also have that doubt. Why can't you be the person who asks that doubt and others follow ki, yes ma'am, same doubt? Why can't you lead for once? Why do you always have to be the follower and never the leader? Why can't you create stuff and have other people follow you? Why can't you be the one who takes the initiative and others are like, yes, yes, I also want to join? Be the change you wish to see in the world. This is a very overrated and very, overused quote said by Mahatma Gandhi. And even in debates, people use this quote a lot, that be the change you wish to see in the world. And it's very considered as cliche, but yes, it is true. Once you understand the depth behind the quote, that be the change you wish to see in the world, you want people to see their life as a rosy colored happy thing. You start by seeing the world as the rosy colored very happy place for yourself, and people will be excited by your excitement for living. They'll be like, look at her, she's so excited to be alive. They'll be like, she gives me motivation to be alive. She like gives me a reason to be happy. I look at her and I get that excitement, because excitement, just like sadness, is like transmissive. When you yawn and someone yawns while looking at you, you influence it, someone else influences it. And similarly, happiness and like smile, it's contagious. People will be like, people will see someone smiling and very happy, and they'll be smiling from inside too if they care about that person. So yes, and appreciate and cherish every moment. Appreciate and cherish every moment. I've said it a lot in most of my videos, but I don't think people still get it, because people are always constantly worrying. Even I sometimes am constantly worrying about that, what will my future be? Will I get a decent college? Will I get the college I want? Or will I be like always cribbing and crying for the college I didn't want? Will I regret this moment that I didn't study? I'm always thinking about those moments too. But then The most important thing is that you snap yourself back to reality. I snap myself back to reality, and I'm like, Tanya, why are you thinking that? Why? And what is that thought use of you right now? Right now, what you can do is study. So I just shut it down. Whenever I overthink, like I imagine that there's a button inside my mind, and whenever there's like too much overthinking and the voices of other people saying bad about me and stuff, I just close it. Like it's like a light switch, and and I even imagine the click voice when you or switch off a button. There's like a click voice the button makes. So I imagine that click voice in my head, and whenever I feel like that I am overthinking this too much, nothing is gonna happen, and whenever I need confidence to speak and I'm too anxious, I'm just like I huh. Whenever I feel too conscious and that I'm overthinking about the situation too much, and this situation doesn't, you know, this situation doesn't need this much of overthinking, and it is not such a big deal, I just shut my thoughts off. If you once you can once you can get control of your mind and don't let your mind control you, once you control your mind, once you start controlling your actions, your habits, and your mind, you will be unstoppable. I'm telling you, if you learn to control your emotions, your mind, the way you act, your actions when other people say something bad to you, or your responses to people, you'll be unstoppable, you'll be unbeatable, I'm telling you. And everyone can do this. This is not only me. When I discovered this thing was that the switch thingy I can do, and I can just shut my thoughts off, was during my maths pre-board maths board examination of 10th grade, if I'm not wrong. I was sitting in the examination hall, and I was so nervous. I was hearing other students voice, and just like it happens in movies that they zoom in, the very filmy stuff, the person gets zoomed in and everything shuts down and the person is like sitting in silence. That happened with me. I was so done with everything, I was so scared, and I was like, eternal peace, eternal peace, I'm telling you. I did it once, and I have not stopped doing this. Whenever I feel anxious, whenever I feel like the people, the classmates are too distracting me too much and I can't focus on the teacher, whenever I feel like I'm too anxious to approach the teacher, I'm afraid to say my doubt, I just shut my thoughts off. I just like, what's the worst that can happen? People will laugh at me, okay, I'll give them a reason to laugh at least I'll brighten their day, reason to smile today. Maybe they are suffering through something bad, and I give them a reason to laugh, and they'll remember it. They'll be like, I was having such a bad moment, but in my class someone asked that doubt which made me laugh out so loud because that doubt was so silly. Like, I imagine it that way. I take it very positively that at least I'll help someone. And let it be in a bad way, people will laugh at me, people will make fun of me, that look at her, she doesn't understand that. Okay, in the test, when I'll face the same question and I'll have that same doubt, those people will not come helping me cheat an exam, nor is it ethical to cheat an exam. So I'll clarify it at that point. Just clarify the misunderstanding. Even if it happens between friends, it's like, I do not like something my friend said to me, and I'll not voice it in front of other people. I'll just go silent, and I'll personally approach her after a little time. They'll be like, hi XYZ, can we talk a little? And then we'll talk, and I'll explain ki I didn't like it. And it's very hard to say ki I didn't like it when you did that. It is very hard to say that the person hurt you. It is very hard. I understand it. It's very difficult, but you need to do it. Otherwise, you'll regret ki I wish I talked about it that point, because if I'll bring it now, they'll be like, why are you bringing up the past? This happens because if something hurts you and you bring it up in the future, you'll be like, that day you said that and it hurt me. They'll be like, why are you bringing up the past? Some of you all need to learn how to forgive people. You'll be like holding grudges at the smallest of the things, and you'll be like, I do not forgive her because she took my pencil without my permission. And I'm not kidding, this is actually what happens with some of the people. They're like, She didn't ask for my permission. Okay, that might have triggered some other thing, that it might have been related to some other trauma, but you cannot project your trauma with that person. You need to forgive that person. I have forgiven some of those people who have done the worst to me. They have talked shit about me in their friend groups, which is not even true. And even if it's true, they don't have the right to shit talk about it. They should, come and clarify it before at least, talking about it. Because it's basic human decency. Yes, it's basic human decency that you talk to someone before talking shit about them. You cannot just assume or, imagine that this must have happened because so and so told me that this happened. Why? Do you think for 1 second that so and so must also not know the whole story, and it might spread like Chinese whisper that someone said shoes and someone understood socks and someone said heels. It went from shoes to heels. There's a lot of difference between shoes and heels. Okay, coming back to topic, you need to forgive people, because holding a grudge not only hurts that person, it hurts you too. And you'll be like, why do I care if that hurts the other person? The other person also hurt me enough. Yes, you should not, you know, it's okay, I get your perspective, but also think how that thing is hurting you. That thing is also affecting you badly because you're not forgiving them and you are holding that grudge. And trust me, when you let go of that grudge, when you're like, okay, I forgive you, even for the smallest of the things, when you're like, I forgive her, I forgive him, you release that negative energy from yourself of holding a grudge. And trust me, it feels so light. It feels so light rather than holding a grudge and be like, when I grow up, I'll do the same to them. I hope karma does this to them. Instead of cursing at them, instead of verbally or mentally or spiritually cursing at them, forgive them. Everyone is living the life for the first time. You're not the only one who is living the life for the first time. Humans make mistakes. Some mistakes cannot be forgiven, but still, humans make mistakes, and I believe everyone deserves a second chance. As they say, give a second chance. Fool me once, it's your fault. Fool me twice, it's my fault. Fool me thrice, it's both of our fault. Like, shame on you. So yeah, give a person a second chance, a third chance, but do not give a person the fourth chance. And also give the person the second and third chance only because only when you see the potential and that the person is really, really trying hard to, change. Otherwise, why would you give a shit about a person who is treating you like, not okay, who is not treating you like you think you deserve to be treated? After all, you only live once, and you shouldn't allow people to mistreat you, because this is the only chance of life you have. This is the only time you'll be this age again asking for the respect. If you ask for respect now, you'll be asking for respect forever. If you don't ask for respect, and we'll be like, I don't care who respects me or who doesn't respect me. I respect myself and I decide who I want in my life and who I don't want in my life. Trust me, people will automatically start respecting you. They'll be like, oh my god, she has such solid boundaries about herself and she respects her so much. I am truly, truly, appreciate her, and I am truly impressed. This even happened with my friends once or twice. When they told me no to someone, to something I wanted really bad, I felt a little bad, but then I understood from their perspective that it's okay. People have the right to say no. People have the right to decide what they want and what they don't want, and you cannot force someone to do something for you if they don't want to do that. But what you can do is you can forgive them and you can give them a second chance. And you can also understand that everyone is living the life for the first time. No one is perfect. Everyone is imperfect in their own way. Everyone is perfect in their own way. At the end of the day, beauty is subjective, perfection is subjective, everything is subjective to the perception. Yes. Some of yours ego is like on top of Mount Everest. Why do you have such ego? What did you do? What did you achieve in life to have such ego? Did you help like hundred or thousands of cancer patients to have that ego and boast about it? Did you help someone really nice to have that ego? Because the people who have done that, actually the people who have helped thousands of people, they do not have ego. So why do you have ego? What did you do to have such an ego? Are you so, proud that you were born, that you can mistreat other people just because you are you? Why do you have such ego? What will that ego give you in life? You're like, I want this, I want that, just because I have ego. He should do that. Why didn't he do that for me? She should do that. Why didn't she do that for me? She's so bad if she didn't do that for me. I am so disgusted with her. I am so, disappointed with her. Why do you have such ego? What will you do with that? Like, why do you think you deserve the prize and someone else doesn't? Why do you think you're better than others? No one is better than anyone else. We are all the same. We are all humans. People are like, I have seen such hypocrite level of people that they're like, I am more light skinned than her, so I deserve it more. Like, bro, there's a limit to racism, there's a limit to ego. You have crossed all the limits. So yeah, do not have ego, because ego is a turn off. Would you want to be with someone who has ego? Who has ego so big that they don't care about you, they only care about themselves, they don't even care about their family, friends, or siblings? Would you want to be around a kind of person who has such huge level of ego unless you want something from them? No. So yeah, don't have ego, because if you have ego, most of your connections, most of your friendships will be so unstable. They'll be happy, they'll be good, they'll be nice in front of your face, because they know how much of an ego you have. They'll boost your ego, they'll get their work done by boosting your ego, and behind your back they'll be talking bad about you. They'll be double faced just because you have ego, and just because you cannot hear a no, just because you cannot hear a criticism about you, and you have such a huge ego. Don't have ego. That is very bad. And then you're like, I'll do this work someday, I'll do this that day, I'll do this weekend. Why are you postponing your work? Someday never comes. You need to make someday come. That someday when you'll start working, it never comes. You make it come, as in arrive. You make it arrive. You make that someday arrive, so you'll start working on it, and you just need to put in effort yourself. Nothing happens itself, you make it happen. Then this is like a habit of most of us, even me, my friends, my parents, even many parents even have that habit ki we are lazy, we'll start doing work from 4 o'clock, or we'll start doing work from 4, 5, 4, 10. Why always the even numbers? Why never the odd number? Why never that let's start the work from 4:13? Why never let's start the work when it's 4:2 or 4:3 or 4:1? 4:2 is an even number. Excuse that. 4:1, like 4 hours 1 minute. You get it right? 4:01. Yeah. So why are you hesitant over starting to do your work? Time doesn't knock at your door twice, it just leaves after knocking once, after making you realize once that it's gone. It is gone. It won't ever come back. Time never comes back. We in our junior classes, and in many books in senior classes, and even the most respected people, when they give their speeches, they're like, time never comes, time is very important. And still we are so ignorant. We will ignore that, because they'll say the basic stuff, right? Who even cares about what people say? Who even cares about the stuff that is being taught to us? Why would we give a shit about it when we can just waste our time on Instagram, right? Because time is so important. People talk about time from time and time again. People talk so much about time, that time is so valuable. Your teachers will say you that, your parents will tell you that, your older siblings will tell you that, your friends even will tell you that time is so important, but you don't listen. You shouldn't listen, right? Because you're so perfect, picture perfect, you have billions of dollars in your bank account. You shouldn't care about time because again you have a lot of money, right? Even money can't buy time if you think about it. Time is something that cannot be bought. Time is something that will never come back. You can either waste your time or utilize it nicely. So yeah, it's not about the clock on your wall, it's about you having more courage to do it. And again, ending the video, you only live once. Please utilize it nicely. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on my video. Comment your thoughts and do share it with your friends if you found something meaningful. And any new video idea, anything you want me to discuss on my channel, do let me know in the comments. And that's it for today. Keep watching, because here in Dream Weaver's Diary, we weave dreams, telling schemes. Goodbye.